The discussion around providing $500 to every senior and disability benefit recipient is gaining significant attention. This potential relief associated with the current administration could mean a fundamental shift for millions of Americans living on fixed incomes. The concept is straightforward: a direct payment of $500 each month for the next 12 months, amounting to $6,000 over the course of a year. The core question is how this financial support would address the immediate struggles faced by seniors and how it might influence the broader American economy. For those receiving Social Security, Supplemental Security Income, SSDI Veterans Affairs benefits, Railroad Retirement benefits, or survivor and spousal benefits, this monthly sum could reshape their current financial reality in profound ways. It is no secret that millions of seniors are enduring a severe affordability crisis. The rising cost of essentials is steadily eroding their financial stability, making it increasingly difficult to manage basic needs. For many, the idea of putting 3 meals a day on the table has become a source of daily stress. The proposed $500 per month is not being presented as a cure-all for every systemic issue, but rather as a necessary breathing room in a climate of persistent economic pressure. It represents a potential lifeline for those who find their benefits falling short of covering rent, utilities, groceries, and medical expenses. Understanding why this crisis is particularly acute for seniors requires a look at the data and the legislative landscape. Even in 2026, reports indicate that millions of seniors continue to receive benefits that place them below the poverty line. This reality stands in stark contrast to the nation's broader financial commitments and raises questions about domestic priorities. Several legislative proposals have emerged in Congress aimed at addressing this disparity. Bills such as the Social Security Expansion Act and the Social Security 2100 Act have called for significant benefit increases. A common thread among many of these proposals is the push to change the metric used for the cost of living adjustment from the current CPI-W to the CPI-E. The CPI-E is designed specifically to measure the spending patterns of the elderly. This metric would analyze how seniors actually allocate their income, focusing on expenses like rent, mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, and most critically, prescription drugs and healthcare. By basing the cost of living adjustment on this more relevant index, benefits would theoretically keep pace with the actual inflation experienced by seniors. Analysts suggest that adopting this new metric could result in a monthly benefit increase ranging from $300 to $500. This aligns directly with the idea of a $500 monthly supplement, framing it not just as temporary aid but as a reflection of a more accurate and fair calculation of living costs. The gap between proposed legislation and enacted policy is where the call for direct relief gains its urgency. Numerous bills have been introduced in Congress, yet action on them remains stalled. Lawmakers have been hesitant to bring these measures to a vote, leaving seniors and disability recipients in a state of uncertainty. This legislative inertia is why the proposal for an immediate $500 each month holds such appeal. It is seen as a tangible solution that can provide immediate stability while longer-term structural changes, like the adoption of the CPI-E, are debated. For a senior living on a fixed income, $500 is far from a small sum. It can mean the difference between staying in a home or facing eviction. It can cover the cost of vital prescriptions that would otherwise be unaffordable. The financial pressures are visible across multiple sectors. National tracking has shown that food prices have seen substantial increases over recent years, placing a strain on every household budget. For seniors, the situation is compounded by rising healthcare costs. Medical care, including physician services, has become more expensive. Dental services, which are crucial for overall health, have seen price hikes. The cost of eyeglasses and eye care, essential for millions, has climbed significantly. Prescription drug prices continue to be a major burden, and medical equipment and supplies such as wheelchairs and oxygen equipment have also increased in cost. These are not luxuries. They are necessities for maintaining health and quality of life. When the cost of these essentials rises faster than benefit adjustments, the result is a crisis of affordability that forces difficult choices between food, medicine, and shelter. There is a perception that inflation has cooled, but for those living on the economic margins, the reality on the ground is different. The cumulative effect of price increases over time means that purchasing power has been severely diminished. Seniors are finding that their checks no longer stretch as far as they once did. Some have resorted to borrowing from relatives to make ends meet, but this introduces another layer of complexity. There are concerns that any outside financial assistance, including loans or gifts from family, could potentially impact the calculation of benefits. This creates a disincentive for seeking informal help and underscores the need for a formal, reliable supplement that does not jeopardize existing support. The political landscape surrounding senior benefits has seen moments of advocacy met with resistance. Prominent figures have reintroduced legislation like the Social Security Expansion Act, which not only calls for a change in the cost of living adjustment metric, but also proposes a significant across-the-board increase in benefits. Such proposals have been met with procedural blocks in Congress, preventing them from moving forward. This gridlock highlights the difficulty of achieving legislative change and strengthens the argument for executive or administrative action to provide immediate relief. The potential impact of sending $500 monthly to every senior and disability recipient extends beyond individual households. It would inject billions of dollars directly into the American economy. This money would not be saved. It would be spent on rent, groceries, medications, and local services. This injection of spending power would support local businesses, create demand, and could help stabilize communities that rely on the patronage of their senior populations. It is a stimulus that targets those most likely to spend it immediately on essential goods and services, creating a multiplier effect throughout the economy. Ultimately, the conversation about $500 a month for seniors is a conversation about values and priorities. It is about recognizing the contributions of a lifetime and ensuring that those who have worked and paid into the system are not forced to live in poverty during their retirement or in times of disability. It is about providing a measure of dignity and security to a vulnerable population. The path forward requires continued discussion and, most importantly, participation from the public. Sharing experiences and opinions adds to the pressure on lawmakers to act. The need for relief is clear, and for millions waiting for a sign that their struggles are understood. The proposal of a monthly $500 payment represents hope for a more stable and manageable future.
Yeah, grind mode on, can't kill my drive. Turn the pressure up, I come alive. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. Wake up with a vision, I'm locked on the target. Turn pain into fuel, I'm a flame, I spark it. No shortcuts here, I embrace every test. Pressure on my shoulders, still I handle it best. I was made for the climb, every loss, every scar. Built me in the steel, now I shine like a star. If the road gets rough, I just double my speed. Ambition on 10, I was born to lead. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. They said limits exist, but I shattered the frame. Every wall in my path is just fuel for the flame. Discipline heavy, but my spirit is free. I don't chase success, success chases me. I'm the storm and the calm, I'm the rise, I'm the proof. Every bar that I drop is the grind in the booth. Blood, sweat, tears, that's the code I trust. I don't wait for the crown, I earn it, I must.